Okay, we're kicking around certain words tonight since we've been on the air at 10 o'clock, trying to understand what it is. What is it with the burqa and why people, 66% of them in the UK, appear to want to have it banned? And words we've been using include fear, intolerance, ignorance, and I think a new one on the list is oppression, because some people believe it's a form of oppression. If it is ignorance and maybe fear, what is the solution? Well, how about becoming a Muslim for a month? One such man who has got a scheme up and running is Ben Bowler. He's a co-founder of the Blood Foundation, which runs praycations, where you can spend a chunk of your life learning about other faiths, including Muslim for a month. And I'm very pleased to say that Ben joins us on Talk Sport. Ben, welcome.
Good afternoon, good evening, Duncan. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Listen, thanks for coming on the show tonight. I mean, I'm fascinated by this idea. What was the trigger? What was the catalyst behind it?
We'd been in Thailand for 4 years. We've been running a program there called Monk for a Month, which is a cultural immersion program into Buddhism. Yep. And during that period, we've been observing, similar to what you've been talking about tonight, that the issue between Islam and the non-Muslim world was very much stained with fear and ignorance and intolerance, and we wanted to do something in our own small way about it. So we've set up a 9-day program, which we call Muslim for a Month. There's also a 21-day version of that as well. And it really gives people the opportunity to go and to immerse themselves. It's in Istanbul in Turkey, and very much the chance to learn about the culture from the inside, to confront the fears, and basically to get first-hand information about the issues, as opposed to so much second and third-hand information that's coming through the media over this last 10 years. It's really a chance to go and to learn about the theology of Islam, but also the spirituality of Sufism, to meet Muslims in their homes, homestays, dinners, that face-to-face human contact. And really, at the end of it, it's not a program that really is trying to convert people to Islam. It's very much just for people who are interested to go and find out more and have their own experience of it and make up their own minds.
Before we look in more detail at Muslim for a Month, you mentioned Sikh for a Week, which I think is a great slogan. How did that go? Was it popular?
Sikh for a Week, something that is on the cards for later this year.
Okay.
We've got to get into the Punjab region and to do it, and very much a similar kind of idea of delving into to Sikhism. We've got Monk for a Month and Muslim for a Month at the moment.
Okay. What's the reaction been like so far? I mean, one presumes you're a... How do we class you? Are you a social entrepreneur? Is that a fair tag?
That's right. Our organisation is a hybrid organisation, Duncan. So it's a part NGO. We also do development work on the Thai-Burma border, but this is a part of our social enterprise arm.
Fine. One presumes you've done your research behind this, and you believe that there will be quite a big uptake.
Yeah, so far we've done one program in February. We had 10 people from 8 different countries. We had the Jews and the Hindus and agnostics and Christians, and a whole range of people come to Istanbul to do the 9-day program. And it was absolutely a world-class combination of history and culture and tourism, religion and spirituality, and a lot of fun as well. So it's certainly something we think is probably not for everybody, but certainly in this current climate where there's so much misunderstanding and suspicion, we believe that there is enough people out there who are interested and courageous enough to go and make up their own minds and have their own first-hand experience by doing such a program.
Because you're going to have your work cut out, aren't you? I've been using this statistic here from YouGov, the pollsters, where it appears 2/3 of the British public agree with the statement that burqa should be banned in Britain. Now, we've been chewing over the last 45 minutes here on Talk Sport why that might be. Getting someone to make that, if you like, that leap of faith and spending a chunk of their life learning more about Islam and what it's like being a Muslim, I mean, you've got quite a hard task there.
Well, my maths isn't my strong suit, but I roughly calculate that still leaves about 20 million people who probably... and really the burqa, by the way, is a bit of a red herring. We're not really going to get into that issue, but certainly in terms of the people out there who have had this media sort of blitz over the last decade about fear and the ignorance and the suspicion and the hatred of Muslims and Islam, we believe that every action has a reaction, and that there are significant numbers of people who perhaps are wanting to go and have a unique experience for themselves. The other thing here too is Rumi, who's been the biggest selling poet in the United States for the last decade. He's been dead for 8 centuries. He's a Muslim academic who also became a mystic, and very much part of our program is based on him. And just very quickly, Duncan, that's important, because when he was alive in the 12th century in central Turkey, what's now central Turkey, it was also a time of great racial and religious conflict. There were issues, there were Jews and Christians, Muslims living together and struggling. There was Mongol invasion. There was a great dynamism of movement of cultures and religions. And Rumi was a voice of tolerance and understanding and peace, and we believe that he's as relevant as he is today as he ever was. So the Muslim for a Month, which you can go to muslimforamonth.com, of course, and learn more about, is very much based on the peaceful understanding and tolerance of Rumi, who would be known to many of your listeners.
Listen, it's been a fascinating conversation, Ben. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Duncan.
The website is muslimforamonth.com. That's Ben Bowler, who's a co-founder of the Blood Foundation, which is running Praycations, Sikh for a week, Monk for a month, and now Muslim for a month. I'm wondering if you'd be up for maybe finding out a little bit more about a faith that you don't know a great deal about. Because we are talking about ignorance, and we are talking about fear. What better way to conquer those two quite negative emotions? 08717 223344 is the number here at Talk Sport. Jackson